You walk in from the scorching sun and open the door, only to be hit instantly by a blast of searing, furnace-like heat. Thinking of turning on the AC? But just as you reach for the switch, the dreaded image of that sky-high month-end electricity bill flashes before your eyes, doesn't it? But what if there was a simple trick that costs around $5 and could actually make your home feel noticeably cooler without using an air conditioner? While it may sound too good to be true, this inexpensive method has been tested by thousands of people around the world. It isn't magic, and it won't replace an AC unit, but by understanding a few basic principles of airflow and evaporation, you can create a surprisingly comfortable indoor environment. Today, we're going to explore the famous $5 cooling trick, explain why it works, compare it with air conditioning, reveal its limitations, and share several additional low-cost techniques that together can dramatically improve comfort during hot weather. So what exactly is the $5 trick? The idea is incredibly simple. Place a bowl, bucket, or tray filled with ice directly in front of a household fan. As the fan blows air over the ice, the moving air becomes cooler before spreading throughout the room. Some people use frozen water bottles instead of loose ice because they melt more slowly and create less mess. The total cost can be extremely low if you already own a fan and simply purchase a bag of ice for a few dollars. This setup essentially creates a temporary homemade evaporative cooling system. While it won't lower the temperature of your entire house by 10 or 15 degrees like a central air conditioner, it can make the immediate area around you feel significantly cooler, especially in dry climates. To understand why this works, we need to look at a bit of basic science. Ice absorbs heat as it melts, removing thermal energy from the surrounding air. At the same time, the fan continuously pushes air across the cold surface, distributing that cooler air around the room. In addition, if water evaporates from the melting ice, it can produce an extra cooling effect, because evaporation requires heat energy. This is the same reason sweating helps cool the human body. However, it's important to remember that the cooling effect is temporary. Once the ice completely melts, the system stops producing cooler air unless fresh ice is added. Now let's compare this simple trick with a real air conditioner. An air conditioner uses a refrigeration cycle to remove heat from inside your home and release it outdoors. It can continuously maintain a specific indoor temperature regardless of outdoor conditions. The ice and fan method, on the other hand, only provides localized cooling and depends on the amount of ice available. An AC can cool an entire home for hours, while the $5 trick works best for one room or one person sitting nearby. In terms of energy consumption, however, the fan uses far less electricity than an air conditioner. This makes it an attractive option for people trying to reduce energy bills, deal with temporary power limitations, or stay comfortable during moderate heat waves. But here's something many viral videos don't mention. This trick works much better in dry climates than in very humid ones. In humid regions, the air already contains a large amount of moisture, making evaporation less effective. Countries or regions with dry summer air often experience better results because evaporation happens more efficiently. In tropical areas where humidity is consistently high, such as many coastal regions, the cooling effect may still be noticeable, but it won't be nearly as dramatic as some internet videos suggest. That's why climate plays such an important role in determining how well this method performs. Fortunately, the $5 trick becomes much more effective when combined with a few additional low-cost strategies. One of the most powerful methods is blocking sunlight before it enters your home. Closing curtains or blinds during the hottest part of the day prevents solar heat from warming walls, furniture, and floors. Reflective blackout curtains can make an even bigger difference. Another useful technique is opening windows during the cooler evening and early morning hours, while keeping them closed during the hottest part of the afternoon. This allows cooler outdoor air to enter when temperatures drop and traps that cooler air inside during the day. Ceiling fans also deserve special attention. Many people don't realize that most ceiling fans have a small switch allowing the blades to rotate in different directions. During summer, the blades should rotate counterclockwise, creating a downward breeze that makes people feel cooler through increased evaporation from their skin. This doesn't actually lower the room temperature, but it greatly improves comfort. Similarly, reducing indoor heat sources can have a surprisingly large impact. Cooking with an oven, running a clothes dryer, or using multiple electronics all generate additional heat inside your home. Choosing outdoor grilling, microwave cooking, or preparing meals during cooler hours helps reduce unnecessary heat buildup. Another interesting comparison involves evaporative coolers, sometimes called swamp coolers. Unlike the simple ice and fan method, these devices continuously pull warm air through water-soaked pads, creating ongoing evaporative cooling. They're still much cheaper to operate than traditional air conditioners, but are generally more effective than a simple bowl of ice. However, they share the same limitation. They work best in dry climates and lose efficiency as humidity rises. So while the $5 trick can be viewed as a simplified version of evaporative cooling, dedicated evaporative coolers are designed to deliver stronger and longer-lasting results. There are also a few misconceptions worth clearing up. Some people believe placing ice behind the fan works better than placing it in front. In reality, positioning the ice directly in front of the airflow usually allows more air to pass across the cold surface before reaching you. Others think adding salt to the ice automatically makes the air colder. While salt can lower the freezing point of water under certain conditions, it doesn't magically create colder air for room cooling. The biggest improvement usually comes from maximizing airflow across the largest cold surface possible while keeping the fan close enough to circulate the cooled air efficiently. Of course, this inexpensive trick isn't suitable for every situation. During extreme heat waves where indoor temperatures become dangerously high, especially for elderly individuals, infants, or people with medical conditions, proper air conditioning or access to designated cooling centers may be necessary. Homemade cooling methods can improve comfort, but they should never replace appropriate safety measures when temperatures reach hazardous levels. Staying hydrated, wearing lightweight clothing, avoiding strenuous activity during peak heat, and recognizing the signs of heat exhaustion remain essential for protecting your health. So, does the famous $5 trick actually work? The answer is yes, but with realistic expectations. It won't transform your home into a perfectly air-conditioned environment, and it certainly isn't a miracle solution. What it can do is create a cooler personal space, reduce your reliance on expensive air conditioning, lower electricity costs, and provide meaningful relief during warm days. When combined with smart ventilation, shaded windows, proper fan placement, reduced indoor heat sources, and good hydration, this simple technique becomes part of a practical, budget-friendly cooling strategy that anyone can try. Sometimes, the smartest solutions aren't the most expensive. They're simply based on understanding how nature and physics work together. And that's exactly why a simple bowl of ice and a fan have become one of the internet's most talked about home cooling hacks. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed learning about practical science and clever everyday solutions, don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications for more fascinating discoveries and useful tips from around the world.